Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another scene. So, Majestic of Dark Crusade Season 2. Tonight, we set a scene in Abraham's fountain. The would-be domain of Drimir, but things haven't been quite settled yet. As we return to the fountain itself, a familiar face in Eirene, and another familiar face, who is yet to reveal themselves.
Oh boy.
I'm sure Eirene knows exactly what she's doing here, yes?
Sorta, kinda, yeah.
Why do you have to be bad?
I am bad. I'm a bad player.
It's okay, we're gonna celebrate you anyway. I'll make a post about it later, talking about how great you are.
No.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
No. Don't do that. No.
I think I'll make yeah, we'll make Christmas Irene's celebration day. Yeah. Anyway, what is Eirene actually doing?
Wow. What is Irene doing? I don't even know anymore after this very interesting introduction. But
I'm not good at these things.
No, you're definitely not good at these things. You used to be better, Chris. Why you suck?
Oh no, I think you're rubbing off on me.
Yes, I'm contagious. Shoo. But no, I think Irene, yeah, is just making her way over as she's done many times, to the place where she is used to seeing this person that she's gonna meet again. And I mean, she doesn't really want to interrupt her with her business. So she would just sit on the side on a bench. Well, wait. I guess that she would be noticed. And well, if this individual is too busy, then she would just sit there and listen and watch. Do you actually still want me to roll something? Since I believe we're close to the fountain.
That's okay this time.
Okay.
It's not being handled like super duper close to the fountain, so just don't touch the water.
Ideas, but no. That's not.
Oh hey, the water actually heals you. Oh, what a wonderful surprise, Irene. That's right. Why steal bullshit? You think you're in control? You're not. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Jump in the fountain if you.
No, you have to look around because it's not really a giant crowd out today. Or kind of a gathering of people. In fact, it's quite quiet.
Quiet is good.
Not really. Not a lot of people really show up to pay respects to the fountain at night. They usually do it during the day. So when you know who isn't around, there's really not a lot going on other than standard city watch patrols taking care of the area.
And she's not around?
And a few individuals here and there. Just scurrying about. Actually, she is here. She's just not with a crowd.
Okay. Still, Irene would not interrupt her or anything. She just, yeah,
She's just sitting effectively on a bench.
yeah, she's benched.
She's on a bench. She's not doing anything.
No, no, she's just listening, watching, learning.
She's not doing anything. There's nothing to learn here.
That's what you
she's
say.
she's she's sitting on a bench.
I mean, you say there's nothing to learn, but when people talk about their problems, there's always something to learn, namely what their problems are, which is something that, it's good to know what problems there are in the city.
Well, you're watching her and you're kind of listening around, but there's not really a lot of people to listen to. Keep in mind, there's not a lot of people here.
Hmm.
It's just, a few people kind of walk on by, see watch patrol passes. She's really the only person consistently hanging around.
Hmm.
Um, but she seems to just be sitting in a peaceful silence.
Yeah.
Until eventually she just um, opens her eyes after a few minutes and just begins staring at you.
Okay, what kind of stare? Is it an "what the fuck are you doing here? Get out of my face" stare, or is it a "hi, I recognize you. You can approach if you want to" stare?
Maybe come on, obsession, empathy.
There are more than one stairs. Yes. Our old peony.
You could just fall down the stairs.
Let's not do anything involving stairs. I know how good I am with stairs. See, I suck at stairs.
Wow, you're not really sure what to make of her just staring at you.
Okay.
It feels kind of unnerving though.
Please don't
Like
throw me off stairs.
obviously someone like of clearly an enormous amount of power just kind of staring at you when there's nobody else around is fairly intimidating.
Hmm. Yeah. Whew.
You
Mm,
look at her and you feel fairly insignificant.
I mean, yeah, I know. Irene knows. She's why she's not like, "Hey, buddy, how's life?" um, she would like Irene would probably stand up and curtsy, but will kind of remain at a distance. Um, Not quite sure what's going on, but it's always good to be polite. Like you can't really do anything wrong with a curtsy. Unless you're Irene, probably you can actually do something wrong with the curtsy. I don't know.
So you walk up to her and curtsy.
I'm taking a few steps closer and curtsy, but staying at a respectful distance. But at least this way she'll kind of have to respond in one way or another. Like even if it would be by simply walking away, or if it would be like yeah. Because Irene is not quite sure what to do because she's
So you
no
still
idea whether the stare is good or bad.
you can't see her from like a full meter away from her.
Yes,
Okay.
it's called respectful distance.
Mhm. Yeah, let's call it that. And she just kind of continues staring at you.
Can I roll B&E again? Like
Yeah,
higher
sure.
diff? I don't know if you want to make it higher diff or not.
Yeah, roll diff 8, please.
Okay. Oh, I have a success there.
Okay, well, she analyzes that. You can see like her eyes look down for a moment. She doesn't blink this entire time, by the way. Um, but she looks down towards the ground, and her eyes kind of shift up to where your feet are, almost as if she's analyzing the distance between you and her. Like that's something she's registering. Then she just goes back to staring at you again.
Okay, I have courage 5. I can do this. Irene will walk up and I mean, she won't curtsy again, but she will make sure that her gaze is somewhat lowered, and she remains sort of respectful, kind of, you know, absolutely. And we'll say, I hope I'm not intruding, my lady. How have your nights been?
So she finally blinks. Um, and she just says, I've been doing well. Would you like a seat? She shifts on the bench to provide you with some space to sit down. She just kind of slides across the bench a little bit, like, she just shifts very smoothly.
Only if I'm not interrupting you, my lady.
She looks to the left. She looks to the right. She looks back at you. I don't believe there's anything to be intruded by. Apart from yourself, of course.
Irene will take a seat next to her. I perhaps you had other things on your mind than a neonate like myself.
Don't we all?
Quite possibly. I was wondering if there was anything I could help you with.
You're not the first person to ask me this question. I always find it interesting.
I see. I was not aware that others spoken with you.
In what way might you be interested in helping me?
Although I do not agree with your former methods, I agree sort of with your ideology. So I was wondering if there would be a way that I could help you with that.
I suppose that depends on how much effort you're willing to put into policing other canites.
In some cases, I am afraid I could not possibly police them. Many in the city are more powerful, more influential than I am.
Yes, but has that ever stopped the young?
Hmm. You ask
Should
me
it,
that.
is a better question.
I would not want to upset anyone, but if it's necessary, I am willing to do what must be done. She thinks back on the situation with a certain Ventru elder. What would be your request?
There are a lot of canites in this city that kill mortals rather frequently.
On purpose or by accident?
How much does it matter? The result is the same.
It matters in how they would need to be approached. An accident, someone with the best intentions can. I could have an accident, and I would mourn it. I am fortunate not to have been in that situation yet. Sort of.
If an accident occurs, or rather, a killing occurs, accidentally or not, repeatedly, then
Repeatedly, you could doubt if it would be an accident.
even if it were, would not matter at that stage.
I think someone's intentions do matter, but an accident occurring too often would either mean that someone would probably need to adjust their feeding habits or might need to learn how to properly feed. Accidents are something that can be changed. Someone who's willingly killing is usually harder to change. That's what it matters. It doesn't matter for the end result, but it matters on how things can be solved.
Ah, yes. The acquiring of proper decorum and the adjustment of feeding patterns and all should be well.
Not for the families that have lost someone. As I said, the end result would still be that a life is lost. I do understand why you say that it doesn't matter. But if someone is truly willing to change his ways and is truly sorry because of an accident, then that is a better way to solve something than someone who does not feel any remorse.
And how many in this city do you think feel that remorse?
I could not give you the answer to that.
And what did you actually come here for?
A couple of reasons, really. Mostly selfish. I said I agree with your, well, mostly with your ideology. I wish to learn. I wish to understand better what I can do, how I can help. So, in that, I wish to support you. Also, as I said before, I do not agree with your previous methods, you and your companions. I hope to find a way to present you with a better way. I know it's highly unlikely, someone as young as I am, but I would like to try, at least, to show you that not all of us are lost.
There's a fairly long blink. It is hardly about whether or not you are lost. Do you honestly think if I believed all of us were lost that I would even be here having this conversation with you now? Things would be far simpler and much easier for myself if I were to actually believe such a thing. Dare say I'd even resemble Gaius somewhat.
Hmm. I I hope to find a way in which our kind and humans can live together peacefully, in harmony, however you want to call it.
Then I'll return to you in a few centuries and see how far you've progressed. She says that as if it's some sort of almost like it's business, like it's being put on a timetable. Yeah, it's like this is my rota for this week, sort of thing. Like this is I have to be at school 8 o'clock in the morning. Like it's such a plain. Like she sounded so plain about it.
I would hope that I would be able to make some results. I know it's not something that is easy, and I know many have tried and in the end have failed. That does not mean that I cannot try. If we stop trying, then, well, then we've lost.
I would say there's a difference between trying and making a claim regarding an action to be accomplished within a few years that has taken others thousands of years and has still not occurred. I would say it goes beyond naive into almost insulting arrogance.
I do not claim that I will succeed, but I can learn from those who've tried before me. And I would just wish to add my efforts, at least, to the group of those who've tried before me. I think it is something incredibly hard to achieve. I don't expect that I will be the one to achieve it, but perhaps one day someone or something can change. And if I can add my stones to that wall, that is what I would wish. To build as high as I can. If I would achieve that goal, it would be amazing. If not, then I want to make sure that I've done everything to build that wall as high as I possibly can before someone else will finish it. I'm not making a claim of anything. There are many who are stronger, older.
We all build individual walls, Kaites are lone predators. We are not a community.
Are we not? Yet we live in clans with primogens, following a prince in the city. And even city to city, we discuss. Ultimately, all of us want to live. So
Yes, it
we
is an
have to work
eye-rolling
together.
charade, isn't it?
I know you have little faith in any of us, and rightfully so. You've told me some of your history. But I'm not ready to give up hope yet. I still want to fight. And as you said before, so do you. Else you wouldn't be here, and things would have been easier.
Yes, very much so, but what is it you're trying to tell me?
That I'm willing to help you. I think, taking reality aside for a moment, you and I share at least a big part of a dream, of a goal, something that we would like to see, something that we would like to see change. We can help each other with this, perhaps. I mean, I know I am not much of a help yet. I said I am but a neonate. But I know Canaanites in the city, and I know some of the mortals in the city. And I would like to learn from you.
You realize aligning yourself with me in any way whatsoever is tantamount to your own destruction, yes? Considering I am responsible for destroying the former prince of this place.
If you wanted to destroy me, you would have done that. You would have done that by now. I realize that.
I'm not going to be the one that destroys you.
I realize that other Canaanites disagree.
Your
Would
court
disagree with this.
disagrees. In fact, I'm fairly certain this court disagrees with my very presence here.
We barely have a court yet.
Oh yes, if I recall, didn't you just acquire a new sheriff?
Yes.
And a new toreador has entered the city?
So I've heard. I have not met the new Toreador.
She is as toreador generally are. I care little one way or the other.
Luckily, not all of them are like that. I met one who was very willing to help.
Well, which one might that be?
I'm sure you've met her. On that night. In the palace. She's left the city since then.
And is most likely ash on the ground.
I hope not. I hope she can start again somewhere.
I don't see why she deserves any of your sympathy. She is a follower of a most foul road, popular among my own clan.
Was she?
Such unrepentant murderers are hardly worthy of any sympathy or empathy on our part. She is part of the problem, not an innocent or a victim, or a tragedy.
I think one can be part of a problem and victim at the same time.
She most certainly was not.
Did you know her?
No.
I did.
And yet I seem to know far more about her than you do.
I did not have the help of a demon to look into her soul.
What makes you believe I was responsible for that?
I'm not saying you are. In that case, we most certainly would not work together.
You very much said you did not have the help of a demon, implying that I had some control or communication with it. If I
No,
did not, why say that at all?
I don't think you had, but I think your group had.
Why on earth would we deal with demons? Even the worst among us understands how short-sighted such a thing is.
Interesting.
I think you'll find your issues of infernalism are largely of your own making, provoked by another entity here that I have no interest in engaging with whatsoever, and if I had the opportunity to be rid of her, I would be.
I see. I must ask you to forgive me then. I assumed since he assisted, well, your group, that you had some, not you personally, but your group had some dealings with him. I stand corrected.
No assistance, nothing more than a coincidence. Most likely triggered by our own actions. Convenience for the third party involved. Certainly not one we had any intention of assisting in any way whatsoever.
I see. I
If I
said,
can imagine what they were after,
yes. So can I.
so you understand that much at least. That is good to know.
There's much I still have to learn. I hope you can forgive me for making assumptions. It's interesting though. How did he know where to be? To be there at that exact time? You must agree with me that for an outsider's point of view, that is interesting.
Most likely planned for by my partner, but not certainly not myself.
Do you think your partners would have made use of an opportunity like that? I'm simply trying to see the bigger picture.
Assuredly, an opportunity exists to be seized. And I can tell you, if I was aware of the events leading up to Johanna's possession, he most certainly was. In a different way, perhaps.
How did you know?
How do I know many of the things I know? They exist on a plane beyond your understanding. She seems amused by something.
Can I peony that?
Yeah, sure.
Let me roll this wonderful peony of mine. Wow. Nope.
Which is unreadable.
Mm. Did I say something funny, my lady?
How did that last statement make you feel?
How did your last statement make me feel?
Mm-hmm. She doesn't say mm-hmm. The ST says mm-hmm.
Okay, ST, could you please repeat her last statement? Because I'm like, what was it again?
Talking about how she knows what she knows is beyond your understanding.
Mm. It makes me curious. It makes me realize that I still have a lot to learn. Makes me eager to learn those things. Why do you ask?
I don't think you'll be able to find any common ground with my partner.
Your partner?
I wonder how you all are going to find him.
I have a feeling we would not be able to find any of you unless you want to be found.
Or would I happen to trying, in spite of the odds?
Of course. Can you blame us for trying?
Do not paint us as beings that try. You're the exception, not the rule.
I hope one day will be the other way around.
She stands up.
Eirene will stand as well.
I'll be taking my leave.
Thank you for your time.
As you say. She wanders off down the alleyway.
Irene will watch her.
You kind of go to peek around the alleyway and she's just kind of gone. Do you want to make a perception awareness roll?
Okay. Perception awareness. Oh, well, that's one night more. Well, that's 2 successes on Div 9.
You don't really see or hear all that much. Like, there's nothing. There's not much in the alleyway. The only thing that sticks out to you is a sort of a door outline. Well, not a door. There's sort of a chalk door, like the chalk outline of a door on a wall.
Mm-hmm. Irene would just kind of, walk up to it and just place her hand on, like, the chalk lines.
It's chalk.
I know. It's just like, is this a door? Is this a gateway of some sorts? She actually, just for fuck's sake, because I know she'd do it, even though she doesn't really expect something. She'd kind of push against the door, quote unquote.
This is a wall. It's quite hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she kind of expected that, but she'll turn around, walk away.
Want to make me one more perception awareness check? You should kind of leave the area.
Again. Okay. Wow. If it's Div 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your route is somewhat convenient. You go down a lot of side roads. You get very clear views for different side roads and alleyways. You can kind of see and go down. You note at least a dozen chalk doors on your way out alongside different walls.
Huh.
A lot of them have people in the alleyways and side roads as well.
Okay. Do they seem to be just average people?
From what they appear to be. Like, they appear to be common folk.
Okay.
Not all of them. It's like about half of them do.
Hmm.
Half the time they're passing through. They kind of go back, they double back, that sort of thing.
Okay. Do they stay like in the alleyways or?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay. But it's like, is it like notably much? Like a large amount of people?
Like, small group, like 3 to 5 people max.
Okay. Eh. Okay. Well, if there appears to be nothing special about them, then Irene would not, like, probably not go in, like, one of the alleyways again.
Mm.
I mean, she's curious, but... When I go into, I won't. Okay, I won't. No, Irene will just take note of that and look, like... I mean, she'll look to see if, like, you know, there are any familiar faces or something, but other than that...
Not really.
Okay. Like I
So
said.
it was you rolled a D2, what?
Oh, just to see if I would go in or not.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Irene would take note of the doors, and leave it at that. Yeah, she presumes it's a method of transportation.
We'll see you all next time.